I took the old Ford over to a buddy of mine's shop this morning. Got a construction company. Picked up some of this steel he had laying in the yard. Feller over there's got an idea of making a screed rack. Now they got 2 concrete screeds. These are the type that you got a hydraulic motor. You can connect them up to something like a Bobcat hydraulic system, and you can, 2 guys can pull these screeds across concrete, and it'll just finish it just smoother than a smack baby's ass. But they get bent and they get dings in them. You got to be careful with them. So I'm gonna take this white rack material. I mean, I'm not sure what that even came from. I'm gonna take that stuff and put it together. I think there's 3 pieces of it all together. Yeah, there's 3 pieces of it. I'm gonna weld it all together. It's pretty bent up. I'll have to straighten it out. And I'm gonna put some of these channel pieces on top of it with the channel facing up like this. Now these screeds pretty much look like a piece of pipe, and they can lay in that channel. And this would be a thing that they can pick up with a forklift and carry them screeds around and hopefully keep from banging them up. I got some angle iron too while I was over there. A big part of what this company does is build metal buildings. So this is stuff, you know, that they had. Good time to have extra metal laying around when shit's not cheap like now. But we'll take a look back at this here, at this deal as we go. And I always like looking at the old Ford. Nice big booty on her right there. See, that's the way we like it. That's a good truck over there too. Damn good truck. That truck over there is the best truck I ever had, really. As far as reliability, it's just mustard and ketchup all the way. All right, later. Seen a lot of guys drop shit taking something angled off a headache. Don't do that. I was getting ready to start tacking up some stuff on that screed rack, and I realized I was going by what they told me on the 32-foot length. I don't think that's a good idea on shit. You should measure stuff for yourself. So we jumped in the old Blue Blazer and went burning blue blazes. And we run plumb over there and we measured the screed rack. And guess what? It's 32 feet. So we're headed back. Get back to work. Right, Case? Casey boy's ready to go. Here we go. Sometimes you want to put a clamp on the edge of an angle iron like that. It don't work. It wants to go over like this, and then you move it back and it goes over like that, and it keeps going, and it just don't work. You can't clamp the corner like you want to, like you want to press on that corner and press it in there. That's why you got to make you a wicker bill. You make you a wicker bill, put it right there on that schmotzen hoosie, and you do some squeezination on it. And then you're ketchup and mustard all the way. Got her straight. Bessie clamps, layer and C clamps, vice grips, mini puller quarter ton, mini puller half ton, more vice grips, more Bessies. My buddy Dalton calls these the reach around. I don't know what kind of experience he's got with that. I have to watch that guy. So there's going to be another one of these put there. Every time I stick my finger up there, it messes up the focus. This piece of angle iron, even though it looks a little wonky on there, the bottom of it has to stick out a little more because the bottom of the tubing sticks out here, and this will be sitting on the ground. It don't have to be perfect, but we're trying to get it set kind of flat. Yeah, I think we got her straightened out, and it should pretty much stay there with all that ticky-tacking done on there. All right. What do you think, Miss Diane? I'm getting a look at this thing now in the position that it's going to be in when they use it, with the channel sitting up like this and where the screed can lay in it. And I'm noticing wherever this rack was welded on something before and it got cut off, we're going to have to work on that a little bit. I mean, some of these places really got damaged. And that's probably a little worse than I thought it was. But we're going to have to fix that. That tube right there, it's lost a lot of its strength with damage like that. And I noticed there's not really very many uprights on this side, and they're just tacked on the sides like that. Probably ought to put some more of them flat bars or something. Of course, on the other side, vertically between the angle iron and the channel piece, there's all those bent tubes, so that other side's great. But I'm gonna have to do something to this side. All right, so do something. Did a bunch of fixing here on this parts down through here where this was kind of bad. Put a cap on the end of there. I added some flat bars down through here. I didn't want to put one in the middle because I know that's where you're going to do some forklift action with that right there. But it needed a bunch of more flat bars. Put a cap on the other end right here. I set this other channel up here and I got her clamped. I ain't sure how long we want that. And I'm not completely sure that it would actually... I know on this long one that you would want the screed to fit completely inside of it. on this one, you know, if the screed was like stopping right here, it would still be protected by this frame. So I don't know if I need to splice onto that, make it longer. I think I'm just gonna get old Big John to look at this thing and see, you know, what he wants to do from here. Like I'm just gonna like hold off a little bit with it. I mean, I got other stuff to do, so, and you know, I've had a bad day. My damned old hillbilly bridge crane quit on me because that rocker switch on that homemade remote right there, that rocker switch quit working because that remote gets banged around and beat to hell all the time in here, and that's the second time I've had trouble with that switch. So what I did on that right there, I went downtown and I got me a remote with wireless action. Like no wires action on it. See? So we're talking, that's like, yeah, that's got the cheddar cheese and mayonnaise on it right there, boys. She makes a little noise, just letting you know that it's in the world. I don't expect it to be quiet, I just expect it to lift stuff. Ain't that right, baby girl? Putting away tools. A little tiny cobalt crescent I was using is missing. Yep. Yeah. That's a bad cracker, doozing that doozing, leaving that up there. Alright, well, my buddy that had the idea to do this was here this morning, took a look at this thing. Found out what they want to do about the other channel. They do want it longer than just the 20-foot piece I had, which I never welded that on there. So that was what I was wanting to do before I went any further, was just to find out how long they wanted that. And it ends up, we decided to go, I think it's about 26.5 feet, but we pretty much are going from the next to the last rib to the next to the last rib on it. And so there's a piece of this spliced on there. So we got that planned and we're getting that welded up. And then I've also noticed around the back on some of these, I found some cracks when I was looking around. I'm going to run a grinder at least across one side of the bottoms of these here and do a little fixing on it. I don't want them to end up, you know, taking this thing out here and having it come apart. And if you're working with something used metal like this, you know, it don't hurt to look it over and clean some stuff up with a grinder and do a little extra ticky tacking right there. And so, you know, that's a witchy whacking what I'm a-doozinating here. And we'll get back to it later. Now this screed rack is at a point where structurally it's strong enough to support itself, you know, by grabbing it on the ends. So I've chucked it up in the positioner, pretty much found center of gravity. And this is going to let me work on the very last parts of it, where I'm going to check for any more cracks that I think I need to work on, or clean up, paint. I can hit my foot pedal now and I can rotate the assembly. It's just going to make everything a whole lot easier now that it's welded together. I think to the point, there's definitely still some cracks left in it that I'm probably going to fix, but it's no doubt structurally strong enough to support itself in the positioner. So let's get on it. I jacked up the positioner this morning and put it back on the casters so I could roll this out, and I've just I've just rolled it on the casters right out of the shop. Pretty cool way to get something that long back out of here. Paint turned out great. I told John it wasn't going to be pretty. I'd just get it all one color. I guess I lied about that because it's pretty. I think it is. Way this is now, I got it pulled out far enough. I can come right around here and get this with forks. I can get to the center of it now and get it out of there that way. So this is done. I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna be taking those pipes off the end of it here. I'm gonna give it some time to dry before I actually touch it, but I'll be taking these pipes off of here that I used for the positioner and the rotation, and touch up that paint. But other than that, she's done. Call her good. Hope it works out for them. Definitely save them screeds getting beat from getting beat up. So I like it.